is really a natural athlete, so he takes advantage of all his body positions, and there's no weakness in any of his game at all. And his effort is really good too. Sometimes guys don't finish all the time. He's blasting all over the field. He had 3 or 4 sacks last week, chasing from the backside. Not just in the pocket type of stuff, but just all over the field. So he's a fantastic talent.
It's the UCLA Bruin, the Carson selection. There's also their linebacker is also a pretty good
Wait a minute.
player.
The way you started that question, you started out with.
He's a Bruin, so I know it's.
You want me to respond in front of the cameras on that one?
Yeah.
So what's your question?
Pretty good rookie middle linebacker.
Oh, he's having a really good year. Yeah, he really is. He really was confident that he could do this, and when we interviewed him, he was really impressive, and he's really backed it up. He's having a great rookie season.
What were your impressions initially? You were saying he was during the draft process?
That's a good question, because we visited with him, and I talked to him a little extra, and was just trying to understand where he's coming from, and realizing that he'd been under enormous pressure growing up, and all that, just naturally with the pops that he had and all that. And I'm just curious how he's handled it and dealt with it. He's got a really, really good outlook on the world and how he deals with all of the stressors and all of the things that comes his way. I really liked him. He's a piano player, he had well versed, and I was impressed with the kid.
Pete, offensive line, how do you think practice went this week? Were you happy with?
Yeah. Well, I made sure that every day was a really important day for us. I wanted to make sure that we didn't just get out there and go through the motions and do a normal practice. We can't afford to do that. We have to practice well at every phase of it, really emphasizing red zone and third down is a huge deal on both sides of the football, and finishing those opportunities one way or the other. So we had a good, strong week, and we have a lot of guys that were out there practicing and healthy with us, so that helped us.
Pete, just when you look at the inconsistencies of offense, how much is it is play calling, and how much of it is just like the team having a hard time blocking?
That's a pretty big question right there. Let me say this: that each game is a different experience, and you have to deal with the game. And last week was a very unusual game. We were out chunking down the field and making a good move to put the ball in position to score, and we wound up taking field goals. And unfortunately, after we stopped them a couple times, they went down and scored and changed the game. We had something in mind that we were doing in that game, and before you know it, was 24-6 or whatever it was, and the game shifted on us a little bit. And I don't feel like we really had the opportunity to really work the running game, and so we tried to win the football game. And so sometimes the stats don't work out the way that they can be critically looked at. And so what I'm saying is we're still developing, we're still coming along. It's unfortunate to have to say that this late in the season, but we're still finding it. And so we were very aggressive last week, and I'm hoping Chip will do that again this week.
Pete, there's obviously been some negativity outside the building lately. So what has it like been for you as a
Are we talking about politics?
Football world, Raiders, but what has it been like for you just to foster positivity inside this building?
What is it like for me to do that? Is that what you're really asking?
Yeah. What has that been like as a head coach with all the distractions of what might be going on outside?
Well, I honestly don't know any other way to do it. And every day to me is the day that I've got to prove it to these guys that I'm on it and in it, and calling on them to be there to compete and battle. So I would tell you that I've never been 2-8 as a head coach. So I don't. This is new. Some of that's new, and I think I coach a lot better when we're winning than I do when we're not. But it's the everyday challenge of meeting the expectations of what you signed up for, and I got no problem with doing that.
You expect Jordan Meredith at guard or center?
We got to wait and see. Let's leave a little.
How do you guys weigh, when to give your tackles help in pass protection?
How do we know when to?
How do you guys weigh, when to? Just looking at the stats, it seems like Stone and DJ have been left on an island a handful of times this year, over 60% of the time.
Well, it depends on what the plan is, and certain guys call for certain attention, and situations call for certain attention, and the style of throws, you play passing, you move the quarterback, those kinds of things are all part of all of the big picture of that. And we really respected the guys last week rushing the passer, and we respect these guys too. So it's a different plan this week than it was last week, but it's specific to them. and we got to hit it at the right times. Knowing how good Miles is, you can do all you want to take care of him, and he can still win. He's famous for it. So we got to hope we do a really nice job, and the guys work together really well.
Very important defensive snaps have gone down since the Jacksonville game. Do you anticipate him to have a little bit more playing time on Sunday?
Who was the name?
Darian Porter.
Yeah, he had a terrific week. He really did, and those guys are really battling. So he's going to get good playing time this week.
Pete, what have you seen from Radigan on special teams since you brought him over?
Yeah, he's been Johnny's been a real lift for us. We have our coverage teams have been better since Raddy's been here. He's got great experience. He's tough as hell. He does things right, which is, that's the focal point of our program, is doing right. And Johnny has just jumped in from day one, and it was really obvious to our guys, the players as well as the coaches. So I'm thrilled that he's part of this team, and he's been able to step to the front as soon as he got here.
What does that say about him, his background, being West Point grad? And
he is the real deal as a guy. He's got great character. All that you would think could come out of that experience and that decision to go there and all of that, he stands for it on a regular basis. He's really consistent, tough as hell, and as said, and you really can count on John. And I love him being on our team.
Over the last 6 weeks since Colton Miller went down, how have you seen Stone Forsythe take advantage of the opportunity and adjust with the role? I think
Stone's probably played the best he's ever played, and it's a huge challenge. He's been a right tackle, historically, and he's played some on the other side, but that's what he's been. To make that jump and to hold up and all that, I think he's done a really, really good job. So, again, he's another great competitive kid with the right mentality and mindset and all of that, and he's willing to take on any of the battles. He's got a big one this week. This is as tough as it gets. So he'll be up for the challenge of it, and we'll do what we can to make sure that the plan works out. But I think Stone's been great, really, for how we got him and where we brought him from to show up and play for us in this manner. We're very fortunate.
Do you expect Aiden to be 2 or 3 on Sunday?
Yes.
Do you expect it to be number 2?
So we're going to wait and see.
It seems like you guys have guys on IR, but otherwise you're pretty healthy for this point in the season. I mean, is there any guys that are concerning for Sunday, or pretty much all
No. Let me take this opportunity to mention that I think Alex has done a marvelous job all the way through the whole offseason, and AJ, to get these guys in the kind of shape so that they could withstand the rigors of practice and the entire offseason. We've been very fortunate, and they continue to get guys back quickly. We can't do anything about the broken bones, but in every other instance, these guys have done a remarkable job. So we are in good health, and we know there's no surprises that are coming up. We made it through this week in good shape, and we got Colton's on the mend. He's coming back. He's running around and getting ready to go. That's all we can hope for. JPJ's still a ways out, of course, but they've done a marvelous job with these guys.
Do you know how soon Colton will be able to start practicing?
I don't know that yet, but it's getting close.
You guys all good? Thanks, Bill.
Okay.
Thanks, Steve.